Math 7, Unit 2, Solving. Lesson 7, Part 1. Solving multi-step equations, introduction examples. To solve a multi-step equation, step 1, you simplify both sides. Step 2, you solve it like a two-step equation. Remember, a two-step equation you're going to solve by getting the variable term by itself and then dividing or multiplying to make the coefficient 1. So step 1 here, simplifying both sides. I see 10 plus 3 here. That's 13. So I'm going to simplify that. Next, we solve it like a regular equation. We need it to be x plus 0. So we get the negative 15 needs a plus 15 to get to 0. We do it to both sides. We get x equals 13 plus 15 would be 28. So x equals 28 would be our answer. And if we just check real quick, taking the original problem, x minus 15 equals 10 plus 3, and plugging in 28 for 15. 28 minus 15 is 13, 10 plus 3 is 13, so this checks out. Next example, 28 equals x plus 20 plus 3x. First, we're going to simplify both sides. 28 is already simplified. The other side, x plus 20 plus 3x. We've got parentheses. These parentheses don't do anything, so I can just get rid of them. X and 3x are like terms. They make 4x together. 20 doesn't have any other terms, but any other terms that are like terms, but we do need to keep it. Next, we're trying to get the x by itself. First, we need to isolate the variable term, 4x. We're going to do that by getting rid of the plus 20 with a negative 20. And that gives us 28 minus 20 is 8. And that gets rid of the other term. Now we've got the variable term by itself. Now we need to make the coefficient 1. Right now it's a 4. If we divide 4 by 4, we will get 1. Got to divide both sides. So 1x, and then 8 divided by 4 is 2. So x will equal 2. And then checking our solution, copying down the original problem, but plugging in 2 for x. Okay, so 28 on this side. Over here, 3 times 2 is 6. 20 plus 6 is 26. 26 plus 2 is 28. Everything works out here, so it does check out. Okay, let's look at a few more examples. 2 times x plus 2 plus 2 equals 4. On this, we've got parentheses we need to take care of. So we would distribute the 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. And then the rest of the stuff didn't change. And then on the other side, we still have the 4. Not quite done with simplifying this side. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 2x plus 6 is going to equal 4. Okay, that is simplified. Now we need to isolate the variable term. The variable term is 2x. We get rid of the plus 6 with a negative 6. That gets rid of this term. 2x is now by itself, and it equals negative 2. And then we need to make the coefficient of the variable term 1. We're going to divide by 2 to accomplish that. X equals negative 1. That is our answer. And then just checking your answer, we've got 2 times x plus 2 plus 2 is 4. Well, negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus another 2 equals 4. That is true. Okay, next example. First step, simplify both sides. Well, the 4 is already simplified. Over here, looks like I'm going to have to distribute the 2 into the parentheses. This 4 doesn't change. 2 times z is 2z, and 2 times 2 is 4. We can continue simplifying. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 2z is 4. Next step, we're going to get the variable term by itself. 2z is my variable term. I need to get rid of the negative 8. 2z will equal negative 4. Now the variable term's by itself. We'll go ahead and make the coefficient 1. We need to divide 2 by 2 to get to 1. And this gives us z equals negative 2 as our answer. And then we will check the solution. Copy down the original problem. 4 plus z plus 2 times 2 equals 4. Okay, negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So this is 4 plus 0 times 2 equals 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. That is true. Okay, next example. First, simplify both sides. I'm going to need to distribute the negative here. So 4/3 of t minus 1/6 t minus 3 will equal 4. I still need to add these together. 4/3 minus 1/6. Well, 4/3 is the same as 8/3. I'm going to do a little bit of calculating down here. 8/3 t minus, or 8/6, sorry, common denominator. 8/6 minus 1/6 is 7/6. So we get 7/6 t minus 1/3 equals 4. All right, that's both sides are simplified. Now we need to isolate the variable term. We've got 7/6 t is the variable term, minus 3, so we need a plus 3 on both sides. That gets rid of this here. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7/6 t equals 7. Next, we need to make the coefficient of the variable term equal to 1. So 7/6, because it's a fraction, we'll use multiplication. And we multiply by the reciprocal, 6/7. And over here we do get the 1 that we're looking for. So t is now by itself. 7 times 6 is 42, divided by 7 is 6. So we get t equals 6 as our solution. Checking the solution, 4/3 times 6 minus 1/6 of 6 plus 3 is needing to equal 4. Well, 4/3 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24, divided by 3 is 8, minus 1/6 of 6 is 1, and then plus 3. This is 8 minus 4, and 8 minus 4 is 4. That is true. Okay, a few more examples here. Right here, we need to simplify both sides. 2.6 plus 1.4 is 4. 4x equals 12.8. Then we need to isolate the variable term. That's done. Now we need to make the coefficient 1. We'll need to divide by 4 in order to do that. And that gives us x equals 3.2. And that is our solution. And then we need to check that solution. 2.6 plus 1.4 times 3.2 will equal 12.8. Well, this is 4. 4 times 3.2 equals 12.8. That is true. Okay, next example. First, we need to simplify both sides. It looks like we need to distribute a negative. 3x minus 5x minus negative 2 is plus 2 equals 1. 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. Okay, now we have simplified both sides. Next, we need to isolate the variable term. We need to get rid of the minus 2 to do that. So negative 2x is going to equal negative 1. Next, we need to make the coefficient of the variable term equal to 1. We divide by negative 2. This becomes 1. 1x equals negative 1 divided by negative 2 is, well, negative divided negative is positive. X equals 1/2. Then we're going to check our solution. 3 times 1/2 minus 5 times 1/2 minus 2 equals 1. 3 times 1/2 is 1.5. We're going to subtract from that 2.5 minus 2. So 1.5 minus 0.5 equals 1. That is true. Okay, example 9. Negative 2 needs distributed. This is negative 2w minus 6 equals negative 4. We're going to need to isolate the variable term. So negative 2w needs isolated. We add 6 to both sides. That gets rid of this. So we get negative 2w equals 2. Next, we need to make the coefficient of the variable term 1. We can get rid of the negative 2 by dividing by negative 2. And that makes 1w. 2 divided by negative 2 is negative 1. So we get an answer of negative 1. Next, we check that solution. Negative 2 times w plus 3 equals negative 4. Plugged in negative 1 for w. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. So this is negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, and that does check out. That's correct.